Once upon a time, in a small town, a young man lived with big dreams but little action. He always said, "I'll do it later." Whether it was learning a new skill, helping his family, or chasing his dreams, he always found an excuse to wait. "There's plenty of time," he would say. One day, an old clockmaker in town noticed his habit. The clockmaker had spent his life repairing and building clocks, watching time move forward, second by second, without stopping for anyone. He decided to teach the young man a lesson. "I have something special to show you," the clockmaker said. He led the young man into his workshop. The clockmaker picked up a small golden hourglass and placed it on the table. "This is a magical hourglass," he said. "Every grain of sand that falls represents a moment in your life. Once it's gone, you can never get it back." The young man watched as the sand trickled down. It seemed so slow, almost unnoticeable. "That's not magic," he scoffed. "It's just an hourglass." The clockmaker smiled. "Take it with you, but remember, every grain matters." The young man took the hourglass home and placed it on his desk. At first he ignored it, but as the days went by, he noticed something strange. Whenever he wasted time, lying in bed too long, avoiding his responsibilities, or getting lost in distractions, the sand seemed to fall faster. Yet when he worked hard, helped others, or learned something new, the sand slowed, almost as if rewarding him. He didn't understand it, but he couldn't ignore it. One evening, he sat by his window, watching the sunset. He thought about all the things he had planned to do but never started. "I'll do them later," he whispered. Then, he turned to the hourglass and gasped. The sand was rushing down, almost as if time was slipping through his fingers. Panic filled his heart. He flipped the hourglass over, hoping to reverse it. But no matter what he did, the sand never moved backward. Desperate for answers, he ran back to the clockmaker's shop. "Why is the sand moving so fast? How do I slow it down?" The clockmaker looked at him kindly. "What have you been doing with your time?" The young man hesitated. "Not much," he admitted. "I always thought I had more." The clockmaker nodded. "That's the mistake everyone makes." The young man looked around at the clocks in the shop, all ticking steadily forward. "So, what do I do?" The clockmaker placed a hand on his shoulder. "Use your time wisely. Stop waiting for the right moment. Start now. The more you value time, the slower it will feel." The young man left the shop deep in thought. He had wasted so many hours, so many days. Could he really change? As he stepped outside, he saw an old friend sitting under a tree, staring at the sky. The friend had always dreamed of being a writer, but never wrote a single word. The young man walked up to him. "Why aren't you writing?" The friend sighed. "I will. Someday." The young man thought about the hourglass, about how time never stops. He looked at his friend and said, "What if someday never comes?" His friend looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" He took the hourglass from his bag and held it up. "I used to think time was endless, but look at this. The sand never moves backward. Every moment that passes is gone forever." His friend stared at the falling sand, lost in thought. "So what should I do?" he asked. The young man smiled. "Start today. Write, even if it's just a few words. Don't wait for the perfect moment to study." His friend said, "You're right." He pulled out a notebook and began preparing for his exam. Feeling inspired, the young man left, determined to change his own life. The next morning, he woke up early. Instead of lying in bed, he got up right away. Instead of making excuses, he started working on the things he had always put off. At first, it was difficult. His old habits pulled at him, whispering, "You can do it later." But then he looked at the hourglass and reminded himself, later is never guaranteed. He worked hard, helped his family, and spent time with people who mattered. He no longer let distractions steal his time. One day, He visited the clockmaker again. "I finally understand," he said. "Time isn't something we control, but we can choose how to use it." The clockmaker smiled. "You've learned the most valuable lesson of all." As the young man walked out, he noticed something strange. The hourglass still flowed, but the sand seemed to fall slower, gentler. It wasn't magic. It was simply the effect of living with purpose. The story teaches a simple truth. Time is the most valuable thing we have. You can waste it, or you can use it wisely. You can never get back lost time, but you can make the most of what's left. Waiting for the right time often means wasting time. The best time to start is now. Many people spend their lives saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. So ask yourself, are you spending time or are you investing it? Because in the end, it's not how much time you have, it's how you use it. Start today. Make every moment count.